think of myself as a body listener. Now, the other day, somebody asked me, well, what is body listening? And I was a little bit confused about how to answer them at first because to me, it's something I do all the time. I, in fact, have trouble even listening to people's words because I'm so busy listening to people's bodies. But then I realized, well, what is it that I'm offering as a body listener? Because I do massage therapy, but I also do a step further of trying to help people listen to their bodies. It's not just me listening to the body, it's trying to get the client to also listen to what exactly is going on within their own body and to do what I normally do and help them practice some of what I automatically do with my own body. Now, so body listening. What is body listening? Body listening is taking a moment to check in with yourself. For example, if I were to check in with myself right now, I would notice that my shoulders are kind of slunched over. And so I would probably pull them back, lift my chest up a little bit to get the air inside there. I would take a deep breath. And as I'm taking a deep breath, check the alignment in my spinal cord. Now, if I were to do that, I would end up wanting to sit up straighter. Now, if I did that, unfortunately, you're going to get the glare of the sunlight behind me and the picture camera is going to get even worse. So I'm going to go ahead and do some not so great posture just to make this video just a little bit better quality, even though it's pretty crappy quality. I agree, this video is very crappy quality. And over the months, I will become more and more comfortable with being in front of the video camera and making better quality videos. But this is just to begin with to help teach people a little bit about body listening and what it is. Okay, so one of the most important parts of body listening is checking in with one's breath. It's just like meditation, checking in. Checking in with how one's mind is feeling. If you've got lots of thoughts in your head, kind of allowing yourself to go blank, allowing yourself to close your eyes so that you don't have the stimulation of everything going on around you. And a lot of times you have so much stimulation coming in through your eyes that you don't actually process necessarily what's going on in your body. So it's very helpful to close your eyes. And again, taking deep breaths to check in with yourself. You'll notice that I do that a lot. And one of the things that I will teach in one of my other videos will be a 4-part breathing to help really get centered to that. I will also take people through a 12-step meditation process, although that one I will charge for. And I haven't decided whether I will charge for it on my Patreon site yet, or if I'm just going to make a digital product that I can sell to you. I'm still in the process of working on this. Again, taking a deep breath. Every time you see me take a deep breath, I want to make sure you also take a check-in just to get that oxygen into you to see how are you breathing. Are you breathing fast? Sometimes people are unaware, is it a deep breath or shallow breath? But more important than just your breath is your entire body alignment. Every now and then checking in, where is the pressure of your bottom, your butt? Where is it sitting? Is it the whole bottom? Is it just the tip? This curvature of your back, your shoulder, always checking in with your shoulders, no matter where you are. Like right now, while you're listening to this, are you tilted with your head forward? Or is it lined up? Are you laying down in bed with your pillow tiptoe too high? It's this constant check-in. And if you did a body listening session with me, we have 2 options. We could do a virtual where with camera, and I would be watching and looking at your body, or if you were at my house, you would be where I'm constantly looking to see your alignment. I would be your biofeedback at my house. Now, at my house, I would charge quite exorbitant rates, and if I were to come to you, I would charge even higher rates. At my house, I would probably charge $1.50 a minute. And it's not for a traditional massage. It would not be where it's putting you on a table and the standard normal massage therapist. I love you guys. Y'all are my best friends. And I used to be a professional massage therapist where we put you on the table and you go through a sequence of events and you try to tailor it to each person. But my emphasis is helping people listen to themselves, because I have found that the more you listen to yourself, the better you become at listening to other people. Because when you're checking in with yourself and your reactions to their reactions or their face, then you tend to be a better listener, more empathetic, more compassionate, in fact, over eventually. Sometimes it takes a little while to get to that stage where you're a little bit more compassionate and a better listener, because first you need to listen to yourself. If you can't listen to yourself, there's really very little way to be able to listen to other people. Again, taking a deep breath while I collect my thoughts. And while I'm collecting my thoughts, I want you to check in with your own body. Don't just go off. Oh, she's being quiet. Go listen to another video. Go find another video. Actually, take this moment as an excuse when I collect my thoughts to check in with yourself. Just close your eyes for a minute while you wait for me to start talking again, and check your body alignment. Check your breath. Put your fingers over your throat. See, how is it pulsing? How is it beating? Allow yourself to have quiet moments. Allow yourself to listen to silence. It's something that so few of us allow ourselves to do, especially when we're interacting with someone, especially when we're watching a video. We get all hyper, and you notice that just in my simple check-in, my voice got a little bit quieter, calmer, and I want you to feel that quietness, calmness, peacefulness, almost to the point where you're tired. If you need to, maybe you're realizing that you're tired. Maybe you realize that you need something to drink or eat. It's a soothing process to check in, and you'll find that you are actually more calmer with the people around you, more able to hear what they have to say because you're not so wired all over the place. Crazy. I want to be able to listen to you. I want to be able to share my own inner journey with you. I want to be able to share your inner journey with you. Often when I get quiet, I feel like singing a song or humming, which I don't think I'll do right now. Did you know that 90% of the way a person communicates is actually through their body? Micro expressions in their face, nuances in their voice, very little of what we say is actually done with our words. I had a friend once who went a whole year without saying a single word. He actually went longer. He was originally only going to do 6 months, but he was so excited by how deep his conversations were and interactions and connections were with people. And actually, to be honest, some of the best conversations I've ever had were with him. Because, and I can't explain why exactly, but it had to do with he was able to express just with his body much more than small talk words. And one had, in a way, deeper conversations with him. It's very hard to explain, but it was one of the most profound friendships I've ever had. And in many ways, we all thought of him as the wise guru that lived in the house. I lived in a house with 100 people. And he was this person that everybody knew and everybody loved, and unless they just didn't understand what he was doing. But the importance of listening. Somebody asked me in body listening, would it help them? Yes, listening to one's body helps you. It helps you to understand other people. It helps you to empathize. It helps. Oh, he wanted to know whether or not it would help him with his own health issues. And I think that if you're listening to your body, you're more likely to get in touch with when something's wrong. If your heart's beating too fast, if it's pounding too hard, if it's your fatigue levels, we tend to ignore our bodies, and that's the reason why we end up in the hospital a lot more, because we are so busy ignoring it, and it's not until your body's screaming at you or the pain gets so bad, and by that time, then you need treatment. But if you are listening and paying attention all the time to your body, then you can catch things before they get bad. And not always. It's not always a guarantee, but it's if you're hydrating yourself, going to the restroom when you actually need to go to the restroom, when you're stretching and aligning yourself and stretching and moving, you notice that cats and kids, especially little young kids, are always moving and realigning themselves and checking in with their body and their neck and stretching, and they don't get themselves stagnant and still. In fact, it's almost impossible to get a kid to get still. But it is important for them to help them meditate and get still too, because when you're still, sometimes you can check in with your body even more. So it's a balance of learning to move, to be in constant motion, and also to find stillness, to check in both ways. And as a body listener, if you got my services, that's one of the things that I would try to help you do. Try to help you change your state of mind. If you're a Tony Robbins fan, one of the things he loves to talk about is the changing state, and how if you stick a smile on your face, you're not going to be able to help it. You're going to get into a smiling mood. There's some truth to that. I've actually been quite furious and been smiling, and quite sad and been smiling. So I don't completely 100% agree with it, but it is true that a lot of actors, if they want to get into an emotional state, will change their body. If you curl yourself over and you're slunched over all the time, you're going to start to feel sad and depressed a little bit. Just, you can't help it, really. It's hard to be happy when you're in a depressed structural state. But when you're in up state, then you tend to feel happier. I feel like sending you out a big hug of love. Squish to whoever is listening to this. I do hope that you subscribe to my channels or go to my Facebook page. I will probably put more videos up on the Twitter feed. And I will also probably advertise a few products on the Twitter feed, and I'm not sure about on my Facebook page. On my website, I will probably send you to a lot of Amazon links of books that I think would be very helpful also for you to learn about communication, and especially with communication with your kids or with kids around you or adult kids, because every adult has a kid inside of them, and just listening to each other. And then there are also some products I would probably put up. And I'd like to believe that I'm going to add a lot of value to your life in some form or another. I really do think that body listening adds value to your life. I think that we're so busy not paying attention that that's the reason I really believe in my heart that it's the fourth biggest reason. So the reason for relationship problems happen to be from miscommunication, which is a body listening problem, expectation, which money and sex and all that other stuff, and expectation. I think all of that also comes from not knowing how to listen to one's own body sometimes. And I think it's not knowing how to listen to one's own needs. So that's the reason why I will tend to push learning about needs and feelings as very important too. And that will be a large part of my program that I want to offer people. I really don't think that you can be in a great relationship and be a good person for another person in a relationship, or have a good relationship if you're not listening to your body. I was married to a person who didn't listen to his body very often and managed to save my relationship for over 20 years of helping us both learning to listen, reading books. And as I was always a body listener anyways, and so I spent most of my time learning how to listen to his body and focusing on that. And for many years, that was how I helped our relationship and how I helped my child. And the 1 year that I stopped listening to my body and stopped listening to his, and stopped checking in with myself, that was the year that we ended up having a falling apart, and I ended up losing my marriage. And it just reinforced how important it is. And it took me a while to get back into re-listening to myself, to be able to listen to the pain of what I had gone through. And I was so busy, quote unquote, listening to my child and even that, I wasn't able to listen to him very well because there was so much pain, and one has to listen to the pain to get through it. But it only strengthened my recognition of how important, once I did go back to body listening, and the more and more I have started to go back to body listening, just realizing how important the value is to giving it to everyone else, giving it to you, wanting to share the lessons I've learned, my story, my own self. Like if you will listen to me right now, you'll notice that my voice is tired. I am tired. I'm also a little bit stressed by life right now, but it's learning to listen to ourselves that is really important, and I hope that somehow I share that with you. So please stay tuned, and I look forward to doing this with you. Bye-bye.